What's going on, folks? This is Devlin James coming at you with another edition of Real Talk. Anyway, I wanted to make this video, which is almost like a follow-up to the video I did about Paula Deen and racism in America. Only this isn't a sequel. Instead, I'm going to deal with the current economical state, what's going on in America, and with racism to some extent. This video is for the brothers in general. In case you haven't been paying attention, men, Rome has fallen. Rome has fallen. What is Rome? Now, this is all my views and my opinions based on my own personal observations in life. What is Rome? Rome is the idea of the social and economical structure which is the foundation of the American system. And this is a system of white supremacy in which the white man or white men are viewed as being large and in charge, while all other races, especially the black race, falls beneath them. In my opinion, this whole image is shattering, just like the idea of the American dream. And this is due largely to the economic collapse of this country since the year 2007. There was a time when the white man was really on top and the world was his oyster. But over the years, he has been knocked down a few notches. And now the world is changing because he's starting to get his ass kicked like everyone else. Now, I already know that some of you may be having a hard time swallowing this because of what we see in the media as portraying these people as always being on top. So I'm going to use a real-life example to prove my point. I work in the financial industry, and I've seen two glaring examples of what I'm talking about. The man that supervises my desk is currently in his mid-50s. He came from the institutional side of my industry, where he was making ridiculous amounts of money. I'm talking anywhere from $250,000 and $350,000 a year and more. And this isn't including the bonuses that they used to get for that job. So what do you do with all that cake you were making if you were him? Why, you go and you'd buy yourself a $750,000 house in one of those homogenized neighborhoods. That's the type of neighborhood where you'll be lucky to see a black face. And you're paying anywhere from $20,000 a year just in property taxes. And this is fine by you because you really don't care too much for those dark-skinned people. Now, you're already paying alimony from one divorce, but you're making so much money that you figure, fuck it, I like this other woman over here. I'm going to marry her and have a child with her. Life is good. The money is rolling in. And lightning can't possibly strike in the same place twice. You buy yourself a new Escalade, then you buy your new wife a brand new Jaguar. Life is really good indeed. Then one day the well runs dry. The industry you're in starts to change. Someone who's sitting on the board of directors figures that it would be more efficient and profitable for your company to have computers do the job that you've been getting $350,000 a year in salary to perform. Slowly, your job is eliminated, taken over by a computer running programs with all types of algorithms to do your job. And you're on the unemployment line. But you're not sweating it too much after all. You're still a white American. All you have to do is find another job that pays either the same or more in salary, and you're good. Only now, all of those jobs have been eliminated. Either computers are doing them or they have been shipped overseas. 2 years of unemployment sails by, and you finally realize that you're never going to make the same money you did. So now you have to take what you can get. This comes after downgrading your lifestyle a bit. You sold the Escalade and your wife's Jaguar, which she is still pissed about. But you still live in that big ass house with the $200,000 property taxes that you can't afford to pay, because the housing market is so bad that you'd be selling it for a loss, so you're stuck with it. Your second wife, seeing that hard times are here to stay, decides to cut her losses and files for divorce. Now, on top of everything else, you're going to have to pay court expenses, which will end with you having to pay alimony as well as child support. Rome has fallen for this man, and life is proceeding to kick him in the ass. Now he's getting a small taste of how it feels to be a black man in America, where the walls are quickly closing in from all sides. So now you get a peasant job where you're getting paid only a fraction of what you were paid in the past. You now drive a Honda Civic, and you went from living in a $750,000 house where you have a fireplace in your master bedroom to living in a studio apartment. What's worse is that you're paying alimony from 2 divorces and child support. And after both of your ex-wives get their checks from the little piddling you're making, you barely have enough left over for yourself. What really burns your ass, though, is the fact that at this new job, you supervise a black guy who's younger and doing better than you are, even though you're currently getting a higher salary. In the current state he is in, he is still managing to progress. He owns a 3-bedroom house with a 1-car garage, and although it is a small house and nothing close to the mansion you once owned, it's still bigger than your studio apartment. He doesn't have a car payment because his hoopty is paid off, and he owns a motorcycle that's also paid off, which he sometimes rides to work like he has no care in the world. Plus, he has no kids and has never been married, so he isn't paying alimony or child support to any woman. This means he keeps the majority of what he makes, unlike yourself. And you're sure that he is banking more than you are. This black man is also younger than you are, and he has more options, while at 50 plus, you are all out of options. While he will be able to move on to another career in that same field, this meager job is pretty much the last one for you. From this point, it's either school bus driver or a greeter at Walmart. That's why you hate his black ass, and do all in your power to make his life difficult at that job. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Rome has fallen for you, my friend, and it's only a matter of time before the bottom truly falls out. You see, this is just a depiction of what has happened to many white Americans in this country, with the decline of the economy and the extinction of many high-profile jobs that had once placed these people in high positions of prosperity. Now they have to start over, and many times because of all of the expenses and obligations they have from past actions and situations, such as paying alimony and child support, sometimes they find themselves coming behind the same minorities they once looked down upon. Now, I use the supervisor as an example. I also had a coworker who fell into the same category. He also had a high-profile job where he was making a great deal of money, and that position was eliminated. So he found himself working right next to me. He was married and had 5 kids, 2 of which he was currently putting through college. I'm sure they brought him into that position making more than I was, even though I had seniority. But with the expenses he was incurring, paying for his nice house in a high-class suburban neighborhood, taking care of a family full of 5 kids, putting 2 of those kids through college, he was in the same situation as my supervisor. I once heard him on the phone going back and forth with a bill collector over a late bill that he didn't pay. He was begging him to waive the late fees. This call came right after his wife called him to give him shit about it. Now he's realizing what people on the other side of the spectrum have to go through, especially after he was laid off from my job at the end of last year. And I'm not saying any of this to make fun of either one of these gentlemen's current situations. I'm just using these examples to illustrate my point. Rome has fallen for many white Americans. Rome has truly fallen. So what can you take away from all of this? Use these people as examples. Wherever you are currently at in your life, don't get in over your head. Make sure you're always able to put a good amount of money away. Live a level or two below your means, if you can. That way, if things start to go in the other direction, you at least have given yourself some leverage. This concludes my video. Please feel free to comment as always. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channels. More videos too. Whoa, 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 whoa! What the hell are you doing here? Don't bring that shit onto my show, man. Can't you just off yourself in the privacy of your own home, where your family can find you and shit? What? You guys want me to talk to him? You mean you want me to talk him down from this ledge? Me? Oh, this guy is fucked. Okay, I'll try. But you need to call Dr. Phil or some shit. Or at least someone who cares. Hey, Mr. White Guy. White dude. Listen, don't do it, man. You have so much to live for. Plus, you might fuck up my ratings. What's that? Oh, really? That's my producer, talking to me through a receiver in my ear. So this guy doesn't even like black folks. What's that? He never hired any black people at his old job? He thinks we're all a bunch of animals? Untrained chimps? Shines? Oh, hell. No, I got this. I got his ass. Hey, yo. Dog. Yo. Your ex-wife lives on 444 Pembroke Lane, right? In that townhouse? Well, yeah. I passed it on my way here and saw a whole bunch of black dudes, bigger than me, lined up around the front of her place. I heard they were about to run a train on her. Something about her doing amateur porn or something. That's fucked up, especially since you're paying for her place. I think you need to head over there and check. Damn! Well, that didn't work out the way I planned it in my head. Um, can somebody get a mop? Please feel free to share this video with your friends on Facebook and retweet it on Twitter. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. More videos to come.